come right on up here. I want you to be close to it. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for a very important discussion about our foster children and our efforts in Arkansas to make sure they have a forever home. I'm delighted to be joined by Misha Martin, our Director of Division of Children and Youth Services at the Department of Human Services, but also by Christy Irwin, Project Zero Executive Director. Both have been great partners throughout this effort. This day, though, is to focus on 349 foster children in Arkansas who are waiting for adoption for their forever homes. This is the first day of our 3-month-long campaign, which is a partnership between Project Zero and the Division of Children and Youth Services, a partnership that is designed to focus on those 349 children, to encourage parents to consider adoption and to make sure these wonderful children have the home that they need and that they deserve. You know, whenever you look at the responsibilities of the state of Arkansas, there's not a higher responsibility than those children that have been provided to us or that we have the care over, and that's our foster children. The purpose of this campaign is to focus on those 349, and as of Monday, we have to remember that there were 4,849 children in foster care in Arkansas. That's not the height. We've made a lot of progress, but it's still many children in foster care. And that number has increased, though, over the last year because of COVID and the circumstances that we find ourselves in during the pandemic. So employees of DCFS and Project Zero are kicking off this intensive effort to try to match children with their forever families during this next 3 months. They can't accomplish it alone. There's a limited amount that they can do. It takes the families who can join this effort. And so we're asking families across Arkansas to take a look at themselves as to how they can be helpful. They need families that are willing to adopt children who, through no fault of their own, don't have a permanent home. Every day a child spends in foster care is a day that is too long. And I know that I preceded the video we were supposed to play. So with your help today, though, we could change these children's lives, and that's what we want to do. The folks at Project Zero and at Children and Family Services has designated the next 3 months for this purpose, and we want to concentrate on those 349 children and ask the public to do it as well. And with that, I'm going to ask the video to be shown, and then we're going to follow off by comments from Misha Martin as well as Christy Irwin.
My name is Ian, and I'm 11 years old.
How do you think? Do you think you look okay?
I think yeah. I like to do sports and activities. My favorite sports are basketball, football, and baseball, and I like to play on the outdoors and stuff.
You like school?
Yeah. I like to read. I want to be adopted because I want to have a normal life and not move around from foster house to foster house. Go to church, be in sports and activities and stuff. If I could have one wish, I would wish for all of the kids in foster care to not have to go through a lot of the things that they did.
Thank you so much, Governor, and thank you, Christy Irwin and Project Zero for creating that video. What Project Zero does to create a voice of our kids is really amazing. Every day at the Division of Children and Family Services, we focus on working with communities and partners to prevent child abuse, serve families in crisis, and protect vulnerable children. While we strive to keep children safe, sometimes we have to place children in foster care. But foster care should only be a short-term intervention because we believe that every child deserves a safe, stable, nurturing family every day. In Arkansas, there are currently 349 children who are available for adoption that do not have an identified forever family. As the governor mentioned, the pandemic has impaired our efforts to connect children to forever families. That's why for the next 3 months at the Division of Children and Family Services, we are creating a greater sense of urgency so that children will find forever families. And our partnership with Project Zero is so important. We are so grateful for it. We are always inspired by their commitment and their dedication to passionately advocate for our youth and find the right forever families. Together, we are calling on families to open their homes, their hearts, and considering adopting today. In addition to our efforts to find forever families, DCFS, Children and Family Services, will be hyper-focused on finalizing adoptions where children are already placed in their pre-adoptive families. We know that there are 160 children who are placed in pre-adoptive families who are going through the process, and our workers across the state, adoption, resource, and foster care, are working diligently to finalize those adoptions. But we cannot do that work alone, and we are so grateful for our partnerships of all of our providers and other community partners, but especially the legal community who supports us in that effort. Every day counts for these children, and every day they deserve a safe, stable, nurturing, loving, permanent family. We need your help to make that happen. This is urgent and could be life-changing for the children who are waiting in foster care. Please consider providing a child or children the love, support, care, and forever home that they need and deserve. If you'd like more information about becoming an adoptive home, please visit theprojectzero.org or go to humanservices.arkansas.gov. We need you. Our kids need you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Governor, for doing this. I can't tell you what a blessing it is to be here today. And Misha, as always, thank you for your fearless and tireless work on behalf of kids in Arkansas who are vulnerable and who need us all to step up to the plate. I cannot adequately express in words what an honor it is for me and for Project Zero to have the opportunity to represent the 349 kids in our state who are waiting to be adopted. We are so blessed to have the opportunity to partner with Arkansas DCFS to ensure that every waiting child has the opportunity to find the right forever family. When I see the number 349, I don't see a statistic. I don't see a number. What I see are faces and personalities and names like Ian and like Joshua and like Bella and Madison and like Calvin and Amy and so many others. And personally, I feel a deep responsibility to ensure that every one of them find their way home. Can you imagine navigating life without the love and support of a family? I can't personally. But it all becomes a reality when I look into the eyes of our waiting kids. And one of them asked me, how long is it going to be before I get adopted? Or, Miss Christie, will you help me find a family? Or recently, a 15-year-old who said, kind of quietly, I've never had a birthday party. Would it be possible for Project Zero to make a way for that to happen? There's a quote from an anonymous source that we use often. It's, there are no unwanted children, just unfound families. And Project Zero and DCFS are passionate and intentional about finding those unfound families. We are so blessed to have these kids. They are precious, they are unique, they are one of a kind, and they are valuable. And we have the opportunity to help them find a family and to give them the opportunity to be all they were created to be. Project Zero works to do three things on our way to zero. One is to raise awareness about the need. 2 is to build hope in waiting kids, and 3 is to help connect them with the right forever family. One of the ways that we raise awareness is what you've just seen, a short film featuring a waiting child. We have shot probably over 250 of those at this point, and what is so amazing is when you give a child a voice and you allow them to share their own truths in their own words and in their own ways, it changes things. Sometimes those interviews are light and airy when a child says, well, if I got adopted, I'd probably turn into a rainbow. And other times they are gut-wrenching and life-changing to those of us who are sitting in the room. Regardless, they have a profound effect on bringing kids to the permanence that they deserve. These films captivate and compel people. They move them to action, and they have caused us to get inquiries from all over this country and even other countries when people see our kids. At this moment in time, we have committed to have a short film for every single waiting child by the end of 2021. We've been working on this since March, and we're down to 105 films at this very moment. This is a huge endeavor. It requires complicated schedules, organizational hurdles, and some financial obligations that are huge. But all of those things pale in comparison to giving a child a voice. It's worth everything it cost us, and we are honored to do it. The time is now. The time is now. We feel such an urgency. The pandemic has definitely changed the way we are able to do things, but our mission has not wavered, and our momentum has not been lost. Every day that goes by, as the governor said, with a child not having a family is a day too long. That is what these next 91 days are about. Every day counts. What if Arkansas was the first state to have no waiting kids? What if we had more families waiting to adopt than kids waiting to be adopted? What if for the next 91 days, everybody in our state put a focus on these 349 kids and asked individually, what part can I play and what can I do? So today, Project Zero and DCFS humbly ask you, because I believe if people did that, we would see radical change and we would see the wait end for many of our waiting kids. We are asking you to join us in this fight, to join us in advocating for our kids and helping them see how worth it they truly are. Please visit our Heart Gallery at theprojectzero.org to see the kids, your kids, who are waiting to be adopted, or follow us on Facebook to catch up with stories that are encouraging and enlightening. You may reach out to us at info@theprojectzero.org, and we'll point you to any number of places, starting with DCFS, to get you going to open your home for adoption. We would love to point you in the right direction, and we would be so just grateful for your involvement and for you joining us on the road to zero. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christy, and we'll take any questions, or they can be available if you have a follow-up. Yes.
This is probably a question for Misha. For the 349 kids, is that an especially high number of waiting kids ready for adoption? And if so, is that because of the pandemic or other factors?
So as the governor mentioned, we have seen an increase of children in foster care, but we have not seen an increase in the children that still need a family identified for them. We have an amazing partnership, as you can tell, with Project Zero, and we've been holding steady around that 350 for the last couple of years. But over the last decade, it is a significant decrease, actually.
Did the governor say it was 8,049 children in foster care?
No,
Is that
4,800, and I can't remember his last two digits, but it's about 4,800 that are in foster care today.
Okay, thank you.
4,849. All right, so they'll be available, but thank you very much for covering this important topic, but also great need and great opportunity as well. Thank you.